I'm working on installing lights in my workshop, and you can see them behind me. I'll go slower so you can see it in the panning shot. And they generally work really well. These are a special type of light that you might not be expecting. Looks like a normal tube light, right? I'm gonna take these covers off of the ends. Okay, still looks fairly normal, right? Oh no! Where's the ballast? Oh, that's right. They're tube-ready wraps. So those take LED tubes, and these are direct wire. So, oh, come on. There we are. Let's not drop it on camera. That would be embarrassing. These are Eco LEDs, 18 watt. So these are mains powered. In the case of these, you have line on one end and neutral on the other. That's why you see neutral on one side and line on the other. So those just go right in there and they're direct wired. It's very, very convenient and fast and cheap way to get LED lights. And the cool thing about these are you can get these anywhere. If they burn out, you can get new ones. If they're too dark, you can get new ones. If they are the wrong color temperature, you can get new ones. As opposed to this kind of LED. Wow, you see that banding? That right there's a band and right there's a band. That's due to the frequency of the light matching the frequency of the camera recording. I don't know if the other ones do that banding. They may actually be smoothed. Yeah, maybe they kind of do. Like I can see right there's a band and right there's a band. I guess one annoying thing that I was doing with these, or that I have to do with these, is these stick out past the mounting holes. So you screw it on and it props up the end. Of course I can't focus on those two things at once. But you see how much that sticks up. And I've done it on the 6 end lights that I've... So those ones there are good. And those ones there are good. But this one was one of the first ones I put up. And you can quite clearly see that that corner there is down. And it just looks like it's mounted crooked. So that's an annoying thing that I have to fix on them. Luckily, it only takes about 30 seconds per light with a flap disc sander to take those down. I'm pretty sure what these do is, well, these ends are just clipped on. So these provide a securing way to keep them from falling off, and also a mechanical grounding connection between this main body and this. The grounding screw is just screwed in a similar manner. This is one of the first lights that I put up, and as I mentioned, the screws stick down too far. So I have to take this one off and grind this down and put it back up. And these lights that I got are really easy to come on, what? Assemble and disassemble. It just snaps apart. And I can't talk with my audiobook running. First, I can't talk that well. Second, I can't listen to the audiobook well. Alright, so I shut the power off at the switch. I know I'm the only one that works here. I know it's supposed to be like turned off at the breaker, but it's only 120 volts. How about I also turn off this fan? That'll help. I wonder if my microphone is charged. Or if I can find the two halves. I have found the two halves of my microphone. Of course, I'm not in focus because I haven't manually focused on the light. So let me plug this in and... come on. There we go. Good. It's probably loud. I'm sorry. This is suppose I can turn on autofocus, huh? I'm going to do a video on this sometime in the future, but this has a fuzzy thing on top. It's called a dead cat that prevents wind noise from making wind noises. And the stock way of mounting it is really sucky, so I 3D print this retainer that goes over the top of it. And that's for sale on eBay and Etsy, links in the description. I'm going to do a video on them sometime in the future. When? I don't know. Okay. Put that on. We get some better sound in this. These are Wago connectors. They are also called lever nuts. And I should turn on the focus for my camera in the right spot. It wasn't autofocus. There we go. As I was saying, these Wago lever nuts with the orange levers, they pop on and off real easy. So now those are all disconnected and I can redo things. I am reassembling them with a different type of quick connector because wire nuts suck. Let's just bend those over, then it will support it. And it won't fall down on my head. I was going to swap that out with one that's already done. Has the holes knocked out already on the ends. But I forgot I'm doing something different with the layout of these. Since these lights are, well, since these lights are running parallel with these plywood seams here, I'm just using one of these circle layout things to draw parallel lines. So you can just rest that in the gap and put put a line up, although you guys can't see that. So let me do the one that goes back here. I'll try this again. I have the other lights up here so I know about where to put it. And that's not really staying in the slot very well, but there we go. Close enough. And since the other lights go in the same general location as the ones beside it, there's a mark. And there's a center line mark. Now I have also done the two ends, so I have a center line, not really center line, an edge line, where these are going to be attached. Bend the wires so it keeps that up. And now I can just line up my center line, that's right there, with the center line hole. And I can also sight down the light for the other ones and adjust it to the correct offset from that string and screw it in place. And that one kind of threw it offline a little bit, so I'm gonna have to go do the other end. So right there you see the center line, and just gotta shoot a screw in. There. And there. And since I hate working in the dark, I will start reconnecting these. So I can turn the lights back on. Let's see, here's the other neutral and the grounds. These push connectors are from Lowe's. They're just the Ideal brand. Let's get that through there so it's arranged correctly. Now I can turn the lights back on. So this one's pretty easy. Well, first I have to pull these wires out, but really I can do that after I put it up. Then I just line up the center line and make sure I get the right offset spacing on this piece of string here, and you can also kind of see the other end of the line and know it needs to go about there or exactly there. And now here's the fun part. Actually, it's not that fun, but I have metal conduit, MC, here. And I've painted it white because I like the color white. And to get these in here, there's like a 3/8 of an inch of room where it doesn't fit. And, now watch this. Ta-da! Give it a little snug. I got these little Knipex or Knipex. I like to call them Knipex. They work great for little things like this. Link in the description, of course. That's how I like to pay for a lot of this stuff. These lights are not cheap. I have about $600 in them, and this needs to rotate. I didn't peel the label off, frankly, because they don't come off that easy. And so I just rotate the label up to the top. Because I'm an engineer, I'm lazy and efficient. Well, because I'm lazy, I have to be efficient to get things done at all. And then just zip the screws up some. And then I also have the wire here. Make sure whenever you're using conduit, use the correct insulation. This is, I don't even know what this is called. It's the correct stuff. This is THHN, surprisingly. A lot of this stuff cheaper online than in Lowe's. That's my local store. These conduit connectors, about half the cost on Amazon. The wire, half the cost on Amazon. By the way, this is 14 gauge THHN 3-wire. You're not supposed to put the double insulated wire in conduit because you can have heat buildup, which is not good for it. Not that I would ever expect there to be heat buildup because these are LED lights that consume all of 14 watts, 30, 14 times 2, 28 watts a piece total. I have to strip these wires, of course. And I snipped off some of the wires there on the ground. There we go. The best way I've found is you just grip them with some electrician's dikes. And these connectors, push connectors, are rated for stranded, but it's a hard time getting them in, so you have to hold them with the pliers and then hope that it doesn't kink on you like that. And that is not a good connection. Actually, no. It's a good connection. I was wrong. It's fine. And now the line. Just give it a push on like that. And the neutral. You just have to make sure that it's sticking out past the metal inside. And that's the hard part. The stranded part is the pain in the butt. These solid core wires are fine. These are like 20 gauge, which these connectors are also rated for. So that's all that is. And then I just push the wire back through to the middle. And there's this little bracket here. This is the second most hated part of all of this, besides dealing with the stranded wire, because these don't really fit and it requires two hands up high above my head, and I've been doing this all day and my arms are tired. So that's good. Just bend these back so it fits under the cover. Try not to bend it too close to the connector and put any strain on it. And the cover goes on. There. And now the two bulbs. There we go. Polarity on these doesn't matter, even though it's marked on the fixture. There's a little sticker. It doesn't matter. Now on the center fixture, give that a little tug so it's kind of snug. And then here, I'm just going to cut it off a little bit past the middle to make sure that doesn't knock anything off. Come on. There we go. There we go. There we go. And now back to the center. I go a little bit past the middle of it I know a lot of guys like to leave extra wiring, but why the heck would you leave extra wiring for this? Plus, they're short pieces in short conduit, so if you need new wire, just pull new wire. All right. Of course, it's good practice to do. Yes, here they are. Good practice to do the ground first. This is not electrical advice. This is entertainment. All right, ground is good. Again, this is just connecting the two outer lights to the soon-to-be connected to the center feed. There's that one, and now the line. Even though everything will be insulated here, it's a good idea to shut the power off when connecting these. There we go. And just kind of organize this rat's nest into something that'll fit in that cover. Now you have to be careful buying lights like this. A lot of the lights that are sold on Amazon do not have these center covers, so you can't internally daisy chain them like I'm doing here. Come on. There we go. They're meant to only be attached either from each individual fixture or not at all. No, I said that wrong. They're meant to be attached to the source wiring, the feed wiring, up inside the electrical box, which is kind of impossible if it's mounted to the ceiling. How are you going to get into the box, you know? Or you just have to make the connections outside the box and shove them back in. That seems hokey to me. I'm not a professional electrician though. So, and the last cover of 18 lights. I like a bright workshop. It's 460 square feet. Okay, this will be the first time having all the lights done in my shop. And let's see how it competes to 50% overcast. Ta-da! That's really pathetic. It's done. Kinda. I have to clean up. I have to remove these guide strings. Those really helped it. I have to... This really helped it too. This is a lot faster than trying to do it with the tape measure. Although the tape measure, I could still like do it out to a specific length and then just drag this, and that actually marked it sufficiently to see. I had gotten other lights too. It's really irritating. I ordered pretty good lights on, or at least what I thought was a good deal on eBay. And they sent the wrong ones. And they sent them in 2 packages. So I have to do a return on eBay. And eBay return, they sent me 1 return label. And there's 2 packages. And neither the seller or eBay is really helping. I mean, the eBay said, contact the seller. And I contacted the seller and I haven't heard anything from them. And I can't just tape them together because that's over the weight limit of USPS. These are 40 pounds each. So that's 80 pounds total, of course, simple math. And the maximum weight limit for USPS is 65 pounds. So I don't know what's going to happen with these. Maybe if I ever get it figured out, I'll put it in a pinned comment down below. If you're not looking at the ceiling then it looks like the entire ceiling is just light, which is what I wanted. I know some guys have had shops like that. There's a common Hollywood studio scene that's rented out, and it's just a room that has a flat white lit ceiling, like no gaps. And then there's another guy on YouTube that has made a seamless lit ceiling, and that's cool too. So it kind of feels like that, even though it's not. In between the banks of lights, it does seem maybe a little bit darker if I look at my hand. But that's kind of okay, because these are going to be aisleways around tools anyways. I'm going to have a central island of tools that will be directly underneath the lights, which is what I wanted. And with that, I think we're in the outro. Bye.